come yesterday. I'm here now. How do we? I said, Mom, just tell me, how do I get my stuff so I can leave you alone? She said, yeah, that's right, you do. But she's still not telling me how to get my stuff. If she what time? So I was like, what time you gonna come back? She get loud. She like, I will be back when I want to.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mel, and thank you for joining me today. Here on Life Coaching by Mel, we speak truth regarding the nuclear family. We've recently hit a landmark of 10,000 subscribers, and I thank everyone who has recently joined, all my loyalists, all the people that's been around for a long time. So I really appreciate everyone. This channel is really growing, and I really appreciate it. It really does my heart joy. And I'm going to keep going with this content, not going to stop anytime soon. But be sure you guys hit that like button for me today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Everyone hit me in the comment section. I want to hear what you got to say about this topic. And do me a favor and share this with your favorite group chat. You know, that group that you talk about crazy stuff with or you laugh with all the time. Share this video because I want to hear everyone's thoughts. This is not just by me dictating the conversation. This is a topic that we really need to discuss as a whole. Because I talk about the nuclear family on this channel and I approach it from all angles. But I do love talking about Black mothers. Because I do believe Black mothers hold a high responsibility to where we are right now as a Black family. So whether you agree or disagree with that, you got something to say about this specific topic because this is a wild one. But before we get into our future presentation, do any of you remember this? Now, this is the video that went viral several years ago. I just believe, and I've always said on this channel, that the majority of Black mothers live to embarrass their children. She's already embarrassed the boy from the time he was born with a name like Travion. I don't know where these type names come from. You know, I'm about to have my second daughter here in a few months, and me and my wife did extensive research on what to name our children. We did extensive research on what is appropriate, what is something that maybe is biblical, has some meaning. My wife is African, so what African names we can possibly tie in that is connected to her lineage. We wanted something that our daughters, when they grow up, they can be proud of. We all know the kids have their own decisions anyway once they become adults. But at the end of the day, we wanted something that they wouldn't be every first day of school be cringing on, or when they apply for their first job, they won't be cringing on. Travion. So you already embarrassed this boy from the time he's born. He got to face this every year. I'm sure he's excited right now. He's graduating high school. He never got to have that first day cringe again. But now you're continually to embarrass him in moments like this. When I say moments, I say that because we know that this is the least of the things that she does. We know that this is an apex moment in his life, but there have been many other moments in his life that she has chosen to take the spotlight. Now, some of you may say, well, maybe Travion is not embarrassed, but none of us can dispute the fact that he definitely is the second fiddle in this particular moment. The mom is most definitely taking the spotlight. If she's not embarrassing him in your eyes, undoubtedly she is taking the spotlight. And all that is before we even get into how the word she's dressed right now. Like, seriously, how's this appropriate for your son's graduation? Her breasts are falling out. The clothes are very tight. You can see her underwear exposed. And that's why it's so easy for me to assume that this is definitely not the first time that she's embarrassed him, and probably not the first time that week. She lives to embarrass him. And ultimately, it's not just about the fact that what she's doing, it's how she's doing it and how long she did it. They unnamed 2 other names and she's still going, to the point that the police officer had to come over to sit her down. And she kept going when a police officer was there. I already hear the comments now saying, hey, it's not all, it's not all, it's not all. This might be not all, but it's definitely majority, because I received the idea to put this video in from somebody in the comment that replied to another video that I posted that a mother embarrassed her son in his graduation. It keeps happening because of the people around these mothers. No one checks them. If anything, they support it. So how can you guys tell me it's not all, it's not all, it's not all, but yet there's more people to support it? So it may not be all that's doing the action, but there's never a shortage of women supporting the woman who's doing the action. If you truly were against it, you would stop it in the moment, not wait till it's online or wait till crap hit the fan. I find it funny with this B. Simone situation this week that everyone's now talking about how ridiculous B. Simone sounds. But I called her ridiculous and I have a video to prove it. I called her ridiculous years ago when she said she won't date a man that works a 9 to 5. But now all of a sudden she's crying about money. I don't want to hear that from the majority of women because when she said that, women were championing her. That's the point. We have this mob mentality in our society that you can't call something wrong, even though you know it's wrong, but because everyone else is supporting it, you don't say anything. That's exactly what we have going on with this mother. You hear the lady in the background rooting her on, saying how good she looks, how great it is what she's doing. Why would she ever stop? Why would she ever do anything different when everyone is telling her she's in the right? So I feel bad for Trevion. Young men like this who are unfortunately raised by women like this, if they become successful at all, these are the type of young men that I say, hey, he made it in spite of his mother. If he had some type of success in his life, it's going beyond the unfortunate circumstance of being raised by a woman like her. You have your LeBron James, you have your Kevin Durant, you have your ex athlete or ex doctor or whatever the case may be, to someone who was raised in a single mother household that makes it. But typically, it has nothing to do with the mother and everything to do with them trying to go beyond the way they were raised. All right, let's get to our feature presentation. We have a daughter who's moving out of her mother's house, and her mom is making it extremely difficult, trying to put any block in front of her to make her life miserable. Let's take a look.
So I pull up to my mama's house to get the rest of my stuff. And as soon as she opened the door, she's like, hello. I'm like, hey, I'm here to get the rest of my stuff. Mind you, I texted her on Mother's Day and I said, happy Mother's Day. I'll be there Thursday/Friday to get the rest of my things. She replied and said between 1 and 5 is fine. I didn't reply back. I felt like we said what we had to say. I saw the message. She saw the message. It ain't nothing personal that I have to say. It's established.
All right, so I'm gonna try to cut in here and there, so I don't have to make this video too long. But it's because I know the end of the story. I know this, that her mom is very, very toxic. As someone who also had a very toxic mother, the first thing that you make sure you do is dot every I and cross every T. Don't leave anything up for chance. Don't leave anything up for misunderstanding. Make sure you're doing everything within your power to communicate effectively. So not answering, not responding, not providing clarity. First mistake.
I wasn't able to come on Thursday at all because I couldn't even get a U-Haul. So I came today on Friday around 2:55, leaving me until 5 o'clock to get the rest of my things. So once she opens the door and sees that I have a male with me, she says, you can come on in, but he got to stay outside. I said, wait a minute. Now, the last time I was here when I was looking for that modem, I told you that the next time I come, I'll get my bed because I'll have a man with me that'll help me break it down and take it out. She's just standing there looking.
And we all know what that's about. I mean, this is obviously a mother who's trying to make your life hard, trying to make your life miserable. And oftentimes, it's a mother who's miserable within her own right. The saying goes, misery loves company. And a lot of us are being raised or have been raised by a miserable mother. No matter what her circumstance is, she has nothing but misery in her heart. And it was her goal and objective the moment she had children to make sure they are always under her thumb so that she can have some piece of joy. But now that she realized her misery has infected her children and they are choosing to leave her alone, she don't want that process to go smoothly. She want to be able to dictate everything that they do.
I'm like, can you help me out? Like, I need to have him to break down the bed. He leaves and goes and gets in the car. So she starts saying, I need to go to the bank. You should have came yesterday. Why you didn't text back? She kept saying the same thing. I'm like, okay, I didn't text back, but we got to figure out how we're going to do it today. It's March 16th. It's 2:58. How we going to fix this today? I wasn't able to come yet. She said, so you couldn't get in your car and come pack your... No.
How many of y'all have been in that situation? Hit me in the comment section. Let me know if you've been in that situation where you're in this cycle, perpetual cycle of saying the same thing with your mom. You made it clear. We know where we are. Yes, I made a mistake, or you made the mistake. Whatever happened is fine. At this point, it's time to focus on the now. But they can't get beyond that because they know that's where they're right at. They're correct in that moment or that specific part of the conversation. So they want to lean on that instead of moving forward to something else that they are actually wrong about.
So how do we fix it from today? I need a solution today. I'm supposed to leave today. So she said, are you getting loud with me? I said, no, I'm just passionate about what I'm talking about. She like, you should have texted back when I said between 1 and 5. I didn't even know you was coming. I said, I ain't got to kiss your ass and text you. She said, oh, get the hell out of my yard. So that's how it started, not even gonna lie. Because you doing, like, I'm watching her manipulate me. You are literally focusing on what you can fuss at me about.
That's all it is. She was driving you to the point of your frustration so that she can get mad that you now mad. It's not even, it's not what you're mad about. She just mad that you got mad, but that was her intent from the beginning. So all in all, it was a manipulation, as you mentioned. It was a setup.
Instead of making a solution, I couldn't come yesterday. I'm here now. How do we? I said, Mom, just tell me, how do I get my stuff so I can leave you alone? She said, yeah, that's right, you do. But she's still not telling me how to get my stuff. If she gon' what time? So I was like, what time you gonna come back? She get loud. She like, I will be back when I want to. You will come back after 5. I said, are you actually gonna answer your phone this time? Because that's how I ended up not being able to get in the house the last time. I had to go get a hotel because I was officially put out.
Salute to this young lady. I'm not, we got a little ways to go in the video, but salute to this young lady. But what she said there, that her mom said, is very well proof of there's some mental health challenges with a lot of Black moms. I don't know if it's anything that can be diagnosed because it may not be any other group that suffers from it. So I don't want to say it's like truly clinical, but it is something there that causes them to respond this way. It's like I hate to say it's like a demon. It's demonic how they talk to people in moments of frustration and how they get out of all logic and they just strictly focus on being demons in that moment. So it's something that's specific to Black women that I've seen over my time of being around hundreds of Black women that are mothers. They are the only group that I've seen do this. The reason I say salute to the young lady is because she's making the exact same face now that she mimicked her mother on. This is why it becomes a generational curse because we can mimic them so well that it actually becomes our behavior. It's who we are now. Their demonic actions 100% injects into us. Where we start as their minions growing up, but we 100% become a full-grown version of them by the time we are adults.
She said, are you actually going to come this time? Whole time, y'all. I said Thursday/Friday. I still had Friday today, 1 through 5. So she was like, get the hell out of my yard. And I pressed that. I dialed 911 because my move-in day is tomorrow. And I see she's always done this same. This supposed to just be a smooth process so I can get out of your life. You hate me.
Side note, nobody called the police more than Black women. It's a fact.
Let me get out of your life.
All right, so now we're going to get into a video of her moving into her apartment. She explains the story further, gives us a little bit more details.
I'm supposed to be getting my keys in like 30 minutes, and this is how my hair looks. After yesterday, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Oh, and no makeup bag either. All of a sudden, now I don't have a makeup bag. Oh my goodness. I don't even have time to sit down and tell y'all what happened yesterday. Not right now, but just know she told me don't call her mom anymore. She told me call her Miss, her last name. Like, she told me don't even call her mom anymore. Why? Because I called the police for me to get my stuff.
It's so amazing, honestly. The reason I do these videos because I know how prevalent the things that I talk about is. We can be from different regions of the country, but it seems like we all are suffering from the same thing. I didn't experience this. My mom never said this to me, but I definitely heard her say this to my sisters. It's sad. It's really sad that because you are operating in a demonic function, operating in dysfunction, and you are terrorizing your children, your daughter, she takes the actions that's appropriate for an adult situation, but now you have an issue with that. So now you try to say the thing that you know that would hurt her. And that's what bothers me in these type of conversations. We get to a point as family, supposedly, quote unquote, as blood, we get to a point that we want to say the lowest thing possible to each other just to hurt the other person. But going deeper than that, I think it's a large portion of black women who don't want to be mothers. They would much rather not have any connection to their children than to have a relationship of accountability, responsibility, actual love, a relationship where they won't have true ownership or authority over their minions, former minions, but now children, adult children. They don't want a dynamic where it's not all about them. They only want a dynamic that they can control everything, every aspect of it. So because of that, now that she went to a higher authority than her, the police, oh, now I don't want nothing to do with you. Now you no longer my daughter. Now you can no longer call me mom. But ultimately, the kids are probably saying you haven't felt like a mom in ages. So it's fine.
That makes sense. Okay. Everything that happened yesterday took away like a lot of my excitement of getting my first apartment. How I'm gonna be excited about getting my first apartment, and I had to call the police on my ex-mom, and then she tell me don't even call my mom no more. And she was on the phone the whole time, like with somebody while the altercation was going on. And she had brought up like some when I put you out. And I was like, yeah, because you put me out because of XYZ. And when I said the reason, she took the phone from her ear and started muting it. So whoever her friend is that she been talking to, she obviously isn't telling you the truth.
They have to control the narrative. They have to control the narrative. And this is a narcissist tactic, but it's also just a controlling person's tactic, which is probably one and the same. They don't care who they lose in their life. They just need to keep one person to have their back because they can throw away everybody else and they will throw away everyone else as long as they can control the narrative with one person, having one person to have their back and they can cheer them on. So they're going to spew a lot of lies. They're going to spew a lot of hatred. They're going to say a lot of things to that person that make them look like they're the victim, no matter what's actually happening. And it's typically a person who don't know a lot in general. Typically somebody they fill in here and there, have no idea who the kid is or how the kid is responding or what's been affected through the kid's eyes. So they're getting fragments of the conversation and the mother's lying all the way through. But now that friend has a full on opinion about how things should be going and how the kid is dead wrong.
And I was like, okay. She was like, no, I didn't. That ain't why. You a liar. You're evil. I'm like, okay, so what was the reason? I don't have to get into that with you. You know why you did it, Ma.
Again, I support the young lady. I hope things go well for her. I appreciate her sharing her story. Although some may say that's too much information, but honestly, I give people grace in this because it is so hard to figure out what's the next step to do when you lose someone of such significance or supposed significance in your life. Sometimes social media can be an outlet where you get other opinions. Sometimes it can be a healing as far as someone telling you, hey, you're in the wrong, or you get affirmation on the fact that you're right. But either way, I suggest taking these things to the Lord. Uh, these things have to be healed through the Lord's process. He has distinct things, what he says about family, especially through Jesus's life. Jesus was focused on his purpose, focused on his mission, and family at times were part of a distraction for him. So he had to make it clear that I'm not here to please family. I'm not here to please anyone other than my heavenly Father. Ultimately, it don't matter who we lose. It's about fulfilling God's purpose on our lives. And that's why I pray for this young lady that she sees God's purpose over her life beyond what family does to her. And I hope that she doesn't duplicate these actions going forward. Doesn't look like she have any children at this moment. It's a great thing. I hope that she gets all the healing that she needs prior to having children. Because having children before the healing can work, but it's hard to navigate while we're still dealing with the trauma we had as a child. Guys, this is an amazing topic to me. It's a topic that many won't dive into. I'm not afraid. I welcome all comments, agree, disagree. I want to hear from you guys. Hit me in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I hope I earned your subscription. Would love to have you guys on. Thank you to everyone who's already have. Again, share this with everyone you know, but definitely with that friend group, that group chat. Let's get these conversations going because how are we going to ever heal our homes if we don't have the necessary conversations. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mel. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for checking things out here. Oftentimes we go on people's pages and are like, man, what is going on here? What is the purpose of this channel? So let me be clear. The purpose of this channel is to speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And when I say truth, I'm not saying my truth, not your truth, but the Lord's truth. All about the word, all about the ways and the will of God. What does he have to say about the nuclear family? And I believe the generations of today, whether it be Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever the case may be, I believe now we have a very toxic relationship regarding marriage, regarding family, regarding having children. We're in a toxic dynamic as we speak. And honestly speaking, a lot of the answers that we're looking for in our community, a lot of the cures and a lot of the answers would come from a proper, fulfilled family home. If you go down the line of everyone's individual trauma, there you will find some negligence or some type of issue that they had with their parents. So here on this channel, we address those things head on. We don't place fear in those issues and avoid the topic. We do what Jesus did. And when he said, don't assume that I came for peace, but I came with a sword. I came to turn family members against family members if it means you following me. If you have to cut them off, if you have to address them and have arguments for you to follow me, so be it. And I think at this point in our society, we're at the so be it stage. So here at Life Coaching by Mel, I'm all about bringing healing to that. And the number one way to do that is have honest conversations. So if that's something you like, that's something you're into, that's something you really want to be a part of, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think about everything. I do my best to respond as often as I can. I want to hear from you guys. This is not about me. It's about healing our nation, healing our states, healing our cities, healing our community, healing our homes. Love you guys. Take care.
Let's go.